Okay, so imagine this. What if you could really get the core ideas of a book that's, like, genuinely changed millions of lives, but in just a few minutes?
That's a compelling idea.
Well, that's exactly our plan today. We're diving deep into James Clear's Atomic Habits.
Ah, fantastic choice.
Yeah, we want to pull out those key insights, the things that have really helped people build better habits, one small step at a time.
Right. And it's such a refreshing take, isn't it? Forget those huge overnight transformation promises.
Totally.
James Clear, he's really respected in habit science and performance coaching. His whole focus is on how those tiny, almost invisible actions can add up.
Atomic Habits. It's right there in the title, isn't it? These little 1% improvements that just compound.
Exactly. It's not about massive, drastic changes. It's about that consistent, gradual progress.
Leading to, well, pretty remarkable long-term results, actually.
Think of it like adjusting a ship's course by just 1 degree over a long journey. That small change makes a huge difference in where you end up.
That's a great way to put it.
So our mission here really is just to pull out the main principles, the practical stuff from Atomic Habits in a way that's, easy to grasp and maybe even use right away.
Okay, let's get into it then. One of the first big ideas, the one that really jumps out, is the 1% rule. Clear says, if you get just 1% better each day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year, which sounds kind of crazy when you first hear it.
It does. Because 1% feels like nothing, doesn't it?
Right. Insignificant.
But that's the beauty of it. That single extra push-up, reading one more page, making one slightly better food choice, the immediate payoff is tiny.
Yeah.
Almost unnoticeable.
But it adds up.
Exactly. And from a behavioral standpoint, what's really key is how those tiny wins build on each other. They reinforce the habit loop. Each little success gives you momentum and makes you believe, okay, I can actually do this.
It's that long game, the trajectory. Clear uses that analogy of compound interest, right?
Yes. It's perfect. Like small, regular deposits building exponentially over time. It completely changes how you think about making progress,
It shifts focus away from needing instant results.
It encourages patience, consistency. It tells you that even the smallest effort, if you keep doing it, really matters in the long run. You're building this foundation brick by tiny brick.
Okay, so another really interesting principle, and this one kind of messes with how we usually think about achieving things, is focusing on systems, not goals.
Yes, this is crucial.
Can you sort of unpack that difference for us? Because we're always told, set goals, big goals.
Right, and goals are important. They give you direction, like wanting to lose weight, or write a novel.
Okay.
But Clear argues that while the goal is the destination, the system is the roadmap you follow every single day to get there. It's the process.
So, for example, someone wants to run a marathon.
Yeah. The goal's obvious, finish the race.
Right.
But the system, that's their training plan, what they eat, how much they sleep, their stretching routine, all those daily action. And Clear's point is, if you only focus on the finish line, you can get really demotivated by bad days or setbacks.
Which inevitably happen.
Always. But if you focus on just sticking to your system, doing the training run, eating well, you're constantly making progress. The system keeps you moving forward. It's the engine, really.
So even if you miss a workout because life gets crazy, having that system means you know how to get back on track the next day.
Precisely. It's about the ongoing process, not just hitting a specific target once. You don't just achieve being fit, you live it through your daily systems.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, this next one. Identity-based habits. This felt like a genuine game changer when I read it.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably one of the most powerful ideas in the book.
Clear really positions it as this fundamental shift. What's the core idea?
Well, most habit advice starts with the outcome. What do you want to do?
Right, I want to read more. I want to exercise.
Identity-based habits flip that. They start with, who do you want to become?
Okay.
It's about deciding on your desired identity first, and then building habits that align with being that kind of person.
So instead of just, I should exercise more, it's framing it as, I am a healthy person, or I am an athlete.
Exactly. The motivation shifts from external pressure to internal alignment. When you see yourself as, say, a reader, picking up a book feels more natural, more congruent with who you are.
It's not just something you do, it's part of who you are.
Precisely. It makes the habit much more deeply rooted and sustainable because it's tied to your self-image.
That clicks. The internal story drives the external behavior, so your actions become proof of your identity.
Every time you perform that habit, you're casting a vote for that identity. You're reinforcing it. It becomes less about willpower and more about just being you. It's self-affirmation through action.
Wow. Okay, so we've got the 1% rule focusing on systems and this powerful idea of identity-based habits. Now let's get practical. What are some concrete steps listeners can take away today?
Yeah, let's nail down some actionable stuff. One of the best starting points Clear offers is to begin with one habit that is incredibly small.
Like almost laughably small.
Yes. So small it feels easy. Like his classic examples. Do literally one push-up, read one page of a book, meditate for 1 minute.
The goal isn't the push-up itself, is it?
Not initially, no. The goal is just to show up, to build a routine of doing it. Because it's so easy, the friction to start is almost zero. You build consistency first, then you can scale up later if you want.
It tackles that initial inertia, that feeling of, ugh, I don't want to start.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier right down. What's another takeaway?
Okay, what else?
Designing your environment. This is huge. Clear really emphasizes how much our surroundings shape our behavior, often unconsciously.
We tend to do what's easy and obvious, right?
Yeah. So you want to deliberately engineer your environment to make your desired habits the easy, obvious choice, and your undesired habits harder or less visible.
Like putting your gym clothes out the night before.
Perfect example. Or keeping healthy snacks on the counter and hiding the junk food in a hard-to-reach cupboard.
Making the good cues visible and the bad cues invisible.
You got it. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow? Want to scroll less? Leave your phone in another room. Use your environment as a tool.
It's simple, but you can see how effective that would be. We often fight our environment instead of shaping it. Okay, one more actionable tip.
The third one is tracking your habits. Make your progress visual.
The power of the streak.
Yes. Use a calendar, an app, a notebook, whatever works. Just mark off each day you complete your habit.
That visual feedback loop is really motivating for a lot of people, isn't it? That don't break the chain idea.
Absolutely. Seeing that chain of X's grow provides proof you're making progress. It feels good.
Okay.
And psychologically, you don't want to break that streak once it gets going.
It adds a little bit of positive pressure.
It does. It creates accountability and reinforces the behavior.
Here.
You see the evidence of your commitment.
Okay, so recapping those actions. Start ridiculously small. Design your environment for success, and track your progress visually. Got it.
Yeah.
Now, Clear has some really quotable lines. Is there one that particularly stands out for you that sums things up?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the one that really encapsulates the core philosophy is, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Oof. Yeah. Let that one sink in. It really cuts through, doesn't it? It brings together everything we've talked about. Goals give direction, but systems determine outcomes.
Exactly. We all have goals, aspirations, but success isn't guaranteed just by wanting it badly. Motivation comes and goes. Willpower fades.
It's systems.
But systems, if they're well designed, they keep you going even when motivation dips. They provide the structure. Your consistent results aren't about heroic effort. They're the natural outcome of the systems you have in place.
It emphasizes that sustainable success comes from building that solid foundation, not just aiming for the sky without a ladder.
Well put. It's about the day-in, day-out process, supported by those reliable habits and routines.
This has been incredibly insightful. It's genuinely motivating to think about how these, atomic changes, guided by these principles, can really lead to significant shifts.
And what's great is how broadly applicable it is, isn't it? Personal life, work, health, learning. The underlying ideas work across the board. It's a very practical framework.
Definitely. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into atomic habits, maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Go for it.
Just consider one small area of your life. Where could a tiny, consistent 1% improvement really start to compound and make a difference for you over, say, the next year? And then what's just one super small step, something you could do today to kickstart that?
That's a good challenge. And look, if this discussion sparks something for you, if these ideas resonate, we definitely encourage checking out the full book, Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yeah, it's packed with much more detail and practical advice for anyone really looking to build momentum and make positive changes stick.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic resource for building those better habits, one tiny step at a time.